knowing Governor Mitt Romney is knowing somebody who first and foremost has very strong family values. That's something I grew up with and believe in.
Unbelievable. Anyway, welcome back to Hardball. That was himself, Senator Larry Craig, of bathroom fame now, in his role as Mitt Romney campaign leader and spokesperson. The campaign yanked that video off their website immediately after Senator Craig stepped down from his campaign role. But Craig's problem is far worse than just getting off the campaign trail of Mitt Romney. Tony Perkins is president of the Family Research Council, and Mark Green is the president of Air America Radio. Let me go to Tony. Tony Perkins, you're a great man. We've had you on so many times, but take a look at how Mitt Romney handled questions today about Larry Craig, his erstwhile supporter.
On that Clinton point, you threw Clinton in with the Craig episode and the Mark Foley episode. Could you just expand a little bit on that for us, sir?
I'm not sure I need to. I think we've all heard the story about Bill Clinton and the fact that he let us down in his personal conduct with a White House intern, and that strikes me as another one of these extraordinary acts of falling short of what America would expect of elected officials, particularly one who should be held to a higher standard.
What do you make of that, Tony? Is this tit for tat? Is this a fair game to say that Bill Clinton must never be forgiven, and even when we're focusing on this sad story of Larry Craig, that Bill Clinton must be brought into the mix?
Well, you know, I think what is at hand is what should be addressed, and I think that Governor Romney was very unequivocal in addressing the Senator Craig situation. He, one headline said he didn't just throw him from the bus; he threw him under the bus, and I think that's very important, Chris, because I think Governor Romney, as he's been out crisscrossing the country campaigning, he knows where the American people stand on this, and I think increasingly among social conservative voters there is a grave concern over the lack of integrity in the Republican Party.
Well, let me ask you about that, because the Republican Party has in its platform and in its public statements, and we all know this, everybody watching this program knows about politics, and I'm certainly not knocking it, but the conservative values that you share on issues like gay marriage, gay civil unions, if you will, where they're legal relationships but they're not quite marriage, the issues of gays serving openly in the military. Larry Craig is clear on all those issues. He's anti-gay on all those issues, and yet we find him accused now in a police report, which I must tell you is pretty graphic and pretty detailed, engaging in this kind of behavior, soliciting it in public in the sight of everybody in a bathroom in Washington Union Station, which everybody's familiar with, and having an earlier case of this in another men's room in another public facility. You know, it's what about the hypocrisy factor I'm getting to?
Well, it's there. I mean, 20 years ago, Chris, I was a police officer, and this pattern of cruising in men's restrooms was a very significant problem, especially in public restrooms in parks. In fact, in many states today, parks have posted on them signs, one male adult at a time only. You know, if these allegations were circling around you, as reports have suggested about the senator, the last place he should go would be a public restroom, and then as he's pled guilty to this, it certainly indicates there is a problem, and I think it's a part of a growing problem within the Republican Party, where value voters expect those that trumpet their issues to live by those same values. Now, that's not to say that they should be perfect. We understand that people make mistakes, but increasingly there appears to be a lack of integrity, and I think it's going to be a real hurdle for the Republicans in the upcoming elections.
Your thought, Mark Green. You have a minute.
I feel sad almost for Larry Craig that an adult man who apparently is gay had to live a lie. I blame less him, forgive me, than Tony Perkins. When you have theocrats who villainize all homosexuals and the Democratic Party, then you have adults and you force the Republican Party to have anti-gay marriage referendum, anti-civil unions, for example, not allowing gays in the military. It leads to situations like this. This is not to excuse public lewdness, whether you're gay or straight. Now that it's public, I think he's ruined. My guess, it's an issue in 08, just like George Bush leapt on Bill Clinton's misconduct. Al Gore didn't do anything wrong, and it helped George Bush win the presidency on morality. After Abramoff, after Foley, after Vitter, after Craig, my guess is scandals like this, trumped even by the scandal of the bigger scandal of Alberto Gonzalez, and the rule of law will be a major issue, and should be, in 08.
Tony
Chris,
Perkins, let me ask you to respond to that. Do you think that the conservative people like yourself, who are not politicians but are men of the church who believe in values rather than election results, will break with the Powells on this one?
Oh, I think increasingly there is a divide that is growing, and I would take issue with Mark that we could not have any influence over those issues unless we reflected the American public on this issue, and they do not like duplicity. They like moral values. They like marriage. They like family. They want those issues upheld, and if they did not, we would have no influence over public policy.
And by the way, Mark, I disagree with you. I think that the gay lifestyle has obviously many features to it that may be unique to it. But this argument about behavior in public and these breaking of laws, I don't think you're defending it, are you?
No. Chris, with all due respect, gay lifestyle is a phrase from the right wing who wants to demonize gay people. Gays or straights are no more or less likely to engage in this wrongful conduct. Of course I'm not defending the conduct. But when a party villainizes an entire class of people, he then can't express his apparent love of men or gayness, so he has to hide it, and he's forced into a men's room in a public place. It's a disgrace.
It's not because of the party,
I'm not sure the law forced him. I'm not sure anything forced this guy into that men's room deal anyway. But thank you very much, Tony Perkins. Thank you, Mark Green, for joining us. We'll have much more in the rest of the program on the Larry Craig situation, which is developing. He's denied everything. He has completely stonewalled this thing late this afternoon, blamed the newspapers, blamed the gay community, said the police officer was lying. Everybody's guilty except him, according to Larry Craig. That's his world.